Bad. Sorry about that. I was supposed to unplug my external speaker. Thank you, Cal. I appreciate that. No, the audio is good now. Now you'll be able to hear me. I had, you know what happens? I have this plugged in. I have external speakers. Finally, early. Well, it's early. Well, I don't know if it's early here. It's 6:07 p.m. Pacific time. Beautiful day. I just came in from outside. Wendy and I were. She was barbecuing out there. We ate our dinner outside, and I was just out in the garden pruning. I had to cut a big chunk off a eucalyptus tree. It's kind of getting in our way. Anyway, I'm glad it's early. Thanks for joining in. So I'm gonna have to Google that Nepal variety coconut. Honestly, I've never heard of it. I grow Parajubea terrellii, and we have cocoides, but those are mountain coconuts from South America. And the terrellii took a crap kicking this winter. Late December, we had a 1 week freeze here, and it took a beat down. But it's growing. It is definitely growing. I can see the center fronds opening. Apparently, they're supposed to be pretty fast growers. Well, we're just going to have to find out. We'll observe it, and we'll see how many fronds it actually opens up by the end of um, summer. And I know it's not that hardy because, like I say, it got damaged. I mean, coconuts from the. I mean, the coconuts from the area. I've never heard of. Yeah, I never knew there was coconuts in Nepal. I drink bubble. It's sparkling water. Yeah. I don't drink much beer. Really, I don't. It's rare that I drink beer. It'd have to be a hot summer day. Ordered some night cow. Okay, we have that in our garden. We have that ones from Tresco. That's awesome. Cheers, Frank Lee. You know what? We do have. Well, apparently there's supposed to be night cow, Rhopilostylus palms in our greenhouse cow, and those are the ones that I grew from seed. That's what everybody seems to think they are. I heard that it's possible to grow Strelitzia in Zone 8 with protection. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it would be with protection. Here in a cold blast like we had in December, it would be dead. Okay. So you'd have to put some lights around it. You definitely have to put some old C9 lights around it. And you know what? I had a friend that planted Strelitzia regia around the west side of me here, just on Sunset Drive there in a guy's courtyard. Oh, that was probably 20 years ago. And it did survive a couple of winters up against the house in a courtyard under the overhang. And then it finally got kicked back and killed, but it survived a couple of winters. We had some mild winters, and it survived it. But it's not a long plant where we live in Canada. Might be on Tresco though. But anyway, that's cool. Ordered some night compound seeds that were picked off the ones in Tresco. That's crazy. Where'd you order those from? I guess you got them on eBay, right? Huh. That's actually pretty good stuff. Comes in all different flavors, right? So blackberry. Uh, yeah. Well, it's amazing what does grow here. So I was in a garden today, and unfortunately, her butia, a little bit cooler spot of the island, it was fried, toasty. Even the outer leaves were all crispy, crunchy from the cold. eBay. Okay, cool. That should be well. I mean, and it doesn't get very cold in Tresco though. Really, if you think about it, it's what is it like 9B10 there or something? It's insane. The climate on the Isle of Tresco. It is just absolutely insane because it's right in the Gulf Stream current. If you can see me, okay. It looks kind of camera looks kind of foggy, doesn't it? But yeah, I'd love to go to Tresco, man. Partners, is there any coconut palm that can handle 1 degree Celsius without damage? Coconut palms don't like much below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I think 40 degrees Fahrenheit is probably cold for a coconut palm, but uh, I had one and it died when it got down to it had frost on it. It got down to freezing and it just packed it in. Like I'm talking in the past. Um, they don't like cold soil and they don't like cold temperatures. I can tell you that they truly are a tropical palm. I don't know if there's any out there that can handle that. Like you know, short term, yes, but long term, probably not. If it was like 1 degree every night, probably wouldn't like it. But Miami can get cold every so often, and they can handle them. There's coconut palms there, so I'm going to say yeah. There's probably coconut palms that can handle 1 degree every so often, 1 degree Celsius. But if that 1 degree Celsius is like all the time, like every night, I don't know, man. I don't think it'd be good for it because the soil's cold too, right? They like warm soil. You'd have to look that one up. Is there anybody growing a hardy coconut palm? That's what they need to do. You know what they need to do? They need to play with the genes and those things. They have to go into the lab and produce a hardy coconut palm that works this far north. Because you remember, I'm far north. I'm probably a lot farther north than most of you people, right? I'm at 48 degrees north latitude here on Salt Spring Island. Actually, I can tell you the exact longitude and latitude we're at, because on our currency, it says the longitude and latitude. Can you see that? If I hold that up there. So we're at 48 degrees, 48.50 north, and 123.30 west longitude, right? So latitude is on this side of the $5 bill. Up there, there's the longitude, right? And there's our island right there with the little heart in it. So kind of cool, huh? So we're below the 49th parallel here on Salt Spring Island. I got some Washingtonian sable seeds. Already to zone 6, I decided. Yeah, I can't see any of them surviving zone 6. I've tested so many over the years. I remember before I moved to Salt Spring 3 decades ago, it would have been actually probably 1989 or 1990. I planted about 1,500 Washingtonia robusta and probably 1,500 Washingtonia foliifera. I can tell you one thing: they're not good here. Aloha, Zach from PDX. Good to have you in there, man. Yeah, I've been doing a lot more live stream video gates on my other channel, so I've been kind of neglecting this one. Like, I'm still uploading videos on here, but I've been having so much fun on the Video Gate channel because the guys talk on the radios. The guys I'm talking to on the radios, I'm live streaming and I'm talking to them at the same time on the radio, which is kind of wild. Guess I got back yesterday. Man, oh man, I love Honolulu. I wish I could go. I can't leave the country. I'm stranded here. I cannot leave the country. Here in London, we're 51. Is London 51? I thought you were 49. I've been researching Peely Island. Do you have any resource? No. I would say yes, there's Carolinian forest in Peely, southern Ontario, but it's definitely going to be probably milder in North Carolina because it's that much more south. But Peely Island is zone 7, right? It's zone 7 down there. So it gets really hot summers. And they have cactus growing there. And it's much different than other parts of northern Ontario. We were just talking to our friends last night. We went to their place for dinner last night, and they're from Ontario. They moved here from Toronto, and we were talking about Peely and Peely Island. And he says, yeah, it's quite different down there. And then down in southern Ontario, they grow a lot of tobacco. It's hot and humid, almost tropical-like in the summertime, right? They get that heat. That's where we don't get the humidity, and we never get the heat that they get in southern Ontario. Do you ever grow figs? Figs there? Oh God, yeah. There's figs. Everybody's got figs here. We got fig trees in our garden. There's fig trees all over Salt Spring. There's a fig farm just down the road from us. About 5K down the road from us, on the same road we live on, there's a fig farm. So yeah, there's tons of old fig trees. Some of them planted decades and decades ago. Big fig trees. So lots of fig trees on Salt Spring, all different varieties, right? Yeah. Olives too. Lots of olives we grow here as well. So our climate is more Mediterranean-like, right? It's not anywhere near subtropical or tropical. There's no such thing as a tropical or subtropical climate in Canada. It can kind of feel that way in southern Ontario in the summertime, but there's no tropical places anywhere in Canada, right? Well, I mean Peely, someone named Peely. Janet. Oh, figs in a microclimate. Yeah, figs grow here all over. Are you talking about our island? Or I've been researching Peely. Do you have any? Oh, Peely. I don't mean Peely. Do you mean the name of the fig? Or someone named Janet said someone grows figs in a microclimate. Well, I believe they grow them. They grow them in, there's guys that grow them in Montreal, but they're more twig-like, and then they bend them down and they mulch them for the winter. Here you can't do that. The fig trees grow massive here. They grow big. Guys, how old a 3-gallon sable miner? Guys, do you know how old? It depends on the growing conditions. That's what Age does not determine the size of a palm, and size does not determine the age of a palm. And I've actually got videos on this too. I have Trachycarpus palms with trunks on this big, and they've been in the ground for 33 years. I'm not kidding you. The trunks are that big, and they've been in the ground 33 years. So because they were growing under 100-foot tall eucalyptus trees, and it just all depends on the growing conditions, right? So if you had a 3-gallon sable minor and you were in southern Florida or anywhere in the deep south, it's going to grow a lot faster than it is this far north. So, I mean, depends what size plant you want to put into a 3-gallon pot. My sable minor I have growing in pots and 4-inch pots, or probably about this big, and they got about 3 strap leaves on them, something like that. And they're a couple of years old, but they're in the greenhouse. Channel I. Okay, interesting. Gibraltar, though, 36 north. Cool. Okay. How about Channel Islands, Jersey, Guernsey, Isle of Man? Forest. I had 9 types of figs. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Forest permaculture. Yeah. Good for you, man. I love figs. They are awesome. You should see the growth on our loquat tree, man. It is insane. The growth on it this year is just spectacular. It's a pretty big tree. Partners in Palm. I've been designing a structure on property. I want to get. I live in Alberta. Invest in a climate that is moderate. Yeah. So, or you move to southern Ontario, or you move to the west coast of Canada, because figs grow here easily and produce bumper crops. And when it's fig season here, you will see people parked along the sides of the roads with fig stands out of the back of their vehicles. They'll put a sign beside their truck. I got videos of it here. And all the fruit stands and all the farm stands on the side of the road are selling fresh figs, right? And they're the best. And there used to be a lady around the corner from us had this massive fig tree, and she'd always phone me up when it was fig season, and you could pick buckets of them and never put a dent in the tree. The tree, I kid you not, was probably 25 feet tall and probably 25 feet wide. It was absolutely massive. I've got a 9-foot. Oh, cool. Yeah, ours is about 15. Maybe ours is probably 15 feet, 13 to 15 feet. I planted it 3 decades ago. Pretty big size tree. Actually, it's on my wife's channel. Shot a video of it the other day. Let's find it. I will find it for you. Where is it? Too many mouses here. Let's see here. Hang on. Yeah, that's what they sell for $1 a fig. Yep, that's about it. Yep. They used to be a lot cheaper, but they're about a 90 or buck a fig. You sent a picture. Okay, cool. You sent a picture of design partners in Palm. Cool. Okay. Did you send it in an email? Okay, so let's find Wendy's video on. Let's find the loquat. Where's that loquat? Oh, there it is right there. Okay. Anyway, here's a video the other day I shot. Actually, Wendy didn't shoot it. I shot it. It's right there. There's a video on Wendy's YouTube channel of our loquat tree, what it looks like. Pretty big size tree. Messenger. Okay. I'll have to check. I haven't been much on Facebook these days. I'm kind of getting sick of Facebook. I'll have to check it. I'm just getting so really sick of the censoring. I don't like censorship. And Facebook they censor the crap out of stuff on here. And they're censoring stuff on here too. So I actually really watch what I say. Like I say, I have one strike against me on my other channel because I like to speak my mind. I exercise my freedom of speech, and sometimes you can't do that on Facebook because the Facebook police watch. So I'm kind of like I'm on a group called the Salt Spring Island Tribe. I can see anything I want, and I'm on Telegram. On Telegram, I post stuff on Instagram. I do post a lot of pictures on Instagram, and I'm on Twitter. It'd be better when Elon Musk buys Twitter. There'll be maybe more freedom of speech on there too, because it's getting kind of crazy out there in this world. These days, it's getting a bit crazy as right. Anyway, I'll check that out, partners in Palm. But man, we got a beautiful evening here right now. I'm just looking at the sunshine, and tomorrow's going to be a good day. I have to get up really early tomorrow and help Wendy set up at the Saturday market. Wendy and her daughter Krista set up at the Saturday market, and they sell stuff there. So yesterday, Krista and I sowed a bunch of tobacco seeds, more tobacco seeds, And she's got the 1,000-year Hopi tobacco, 1,000-year-old, they call it Indian Hopi tobacco. Good evening, Dallas, from the volunteer state. Good to see you in there, man. Yeah, it's a live stream on Banana JSSI tonight because I've been kind of neglecting this channel, and because I've been having so much fun on my other channel. That's the thing. I've been having so much fun on the Video Gates one, and I kind of get wrapped up because I actually get to communicate with you guys. I actually physically get to talk to you guys. Here, you're only hearing me. It's kind of one-sided. I see your comments, but a lot of you guys I make contact with on the radio on the Video Gates, which is kind of fun. And I did work some skip stations today, but the skip died out pretty fast. I don't know if we have any here right now. Nothing. Nothing in there, man. It's quiet. And like I said, time here is 6:22 p.m. Pacific time. I got to work 40 minutes and start. Oh, nice, man. You know what? That's what I used to love about work. Fridays, getting off from work and getting off and enjoying the weekend. And especially when it was a long weekend. Like last weekend was it last weekend was Easter, the weekend before? And, I had 4 days off. I worked for the government. So I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. But now I'm retired. And every day is like a weekend to me. And you know what? I love being retired, but I like keeping busy too. So, like I say, I got a part-time job that they've hired me, but it's just too cold right now, the soil, to be planting the tomato plants out, if you get my drift. Tomato plants. And so it'll probably be Wendy's daughter works there, and she says it's more like going to be in May. They're going to call me. And I said, I totally understand. You cannot put tropicals out in cool weather because it has been, to me, unseasonably cool. Today was probably, I don't know, 14 degrees Celsius. So it's about 58 here today, which is cool. To me, it was kind of cool, but it was nice. And but the tomato plants like warmer temperatures and warmer soil because they plant thousands of these tomato plants out there, field grow them at Good Buds. And that's going to be my job, is help planting them and kind of like, I guess, maybe I'll learn how to trim them and maybe weeding and stuff like that. Hey there, James Tropicals. Good to see you in there. Cheers to you all with my bubbly sparkling water. I can already tell you I'm not going to feel well Monday. I'm going to have a 3-day weekend and enjoy some radio. And my wife, she's off. Oh, cool. Well, you know what? No, I hate going. Mondays is the worst day. I shouldn't say hate. And I loved my job. My job was absolutely awesome. And Mondays is always the worst day, isn't it? And Friday is always the best day. For me, Friday is the best day of the week. Monday's the worst day of the week, unless you have a Monday as a holiday. And Wendy starts back up at her job because Wendy works too. She works at an inn, like a big accommodation on the south end of Salt Spring Island. So she starts at the beginning of May. They call her back because it's seasonal work where she works, but we also have accommodations here as well. So I'm busy with that, and Wendy's busy with that. So if she gets a check-in, check-in's at 3 and people check out at 11, we got to get the rooms cleaned by the time the next people check in. So it's kind of a busy time of the year for us because tourist season, there's tourists here now, but tourist season really kicks in May long weekend. May long weekend is it's the 21st or something like that, or 20th of May, and that's when it starts getting crazy here with tourists. And that's when our B&B gets really busy, right? But there's been people staying right through. She's open year round, but that's the busiest time from like May long weekend all through the summer months and into fall. So got to keep on top of things. And then, and of course it's dry here in the summer. So much more watering. Like right now, we don't have to water anything. It's absolutely been awesome. So, but being retired, I don't have to come home from work and spend an hour watering everything, or an hour and a half. I could water in the morning if I'm not working that day. I'm going to be working 2 to 3 days a week. That's what I want. 2 to 3 days a week max, no more. I want to enjoy my retirement. I don't want to need to work more than 3 days a week, and it's extra dough. And like I say, it's seasonal just till harvesting time. The last brand new car I bought, made sure coating, wind plate, and built on here to never buy it. Is that right, eh? Interesting. The last car I bought new was, what was it? It was with my ex-wife. It was a 2008 Honda Fit. Then before that, we bought, oh man, I've had a lot of new cars. I think I probably had half a dozen new cars. I remember buying a 1989 Z24 Cavalier. brand new, then an 88. We had an 88 Cavalier, bought a brand new van in 97, Chevy van, and Sunfire, Pontiac Sunfire, the Honda Fit. My truck is 2010 Mazda B2300. I just renewed my insurance date. It's not bad. It was 67 bucks a month. And it's funny, now that I'm retired, I don't have to drive it to and from work every day. So I actually save. Money on insurance. Was absolutely totally awesome. So that's a good thing. Saving money when you're retired is a good thing. What bananas can you grow in soy grow? There's people that have grown Sycamensis here, Musabaju, Musella Carpa. What else do they grow? Any of the other ones? I mean, that's it. Whatever's available, right? It's mostly Musabaju. You know, I'm almost thinking of ripping the bananas out, planting some more palms down in there. I bought a few new ones too. I had some lemons, I swear after. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've had any lemons. Oh, I did. I had the Chevy. It was a lemon. I bought it from a friend. It was a piece of crap. I forgot the name of it. And it was like a couple of years old when I bought it. It was just a piece of junk. And then my daughter drove it, and the timing belts went on it when she was driving it, and she kept trying to turn it over and totally fried the engine. Can't you grow Musa? I don't know. I've never tried. Itinerans, engines. I've never heard of Musa engines. I've heard of itinerans. 50 feet. Yeah, I don't know. I've never grown that one before. Probably not available here in Canada anyway. And our bananas took a kicking this year, and they did actually freeze down. And I was down there at the patch the other day. I was thinking maybe I should just dig everything out, get rid of the bananas, and just plant some more palms down there. Plant a bunch of Trachycarpus palms down there, because we have a jungle of Trachycarpus palms on the south slope, right? It's about zone 8B. Yeah, it'd probably work here then. Ford had to give me another new Mustang several years ago. I bought a Yeah, and the thing is, you can get lemons in anything. Ford, Dodge, Chevy, Mazda, Datsun. It happens. You just never know until you get that car and you start driving, and then things start to go wrong, and it sucks, especially if it's a new vehicle. But if it's under warranty, that's okay. But you still got to keep taking it back. So my Mazda B2300 2010 pickup truck has probably been the best and most reliable vehicle I have ever had. The only thing I've ever done with it is change the oil. I change the oil regularly. Transmission, it's a 5-speed. I've changed that. And the differential. That's it. I haven't even changed the spark plugs yet. I've had it since July 2013. That's when I bought it. It's easy on gas. It's so easy on gas. I love that little truck. I mean, I used to have muscle car too, and that was a gas sucker, and I loved my muscle car. I have a small blue Java banana growing in a pot. I like the blue Java banana is nice. There's also the which one is it? Oh, Musa Raja Puri is supposed to be pretty hardy too. So Ford had to give me another new Mustang. Really? They actually gave you a new one. That's crazy. That's good. Is it a 5-liter? Is it a 5-liter Mustang? Does it have the bigger engine? It is like a 5-liter. Was it a 302? I'm guessing 302 cubic inch. I can't wait to get my bike on the road. I was at the coffee shop today, and there's a 1942 Harley parked out front. I shot a video of it the other day, and he was there again with it. 42 Harley flathead, 45 cubic inch, suicide shift on it. It's just an absolutely gorgeous bike, man. I would die to have a bike like that. It's just mint showroom condition. Showroom condition, 42 Harley Davidson flathead. And I like Harley Davidsons. They're made in the US, man. Not made in China. They make a lot of junk over there. No offense to you over there, but it's just a lot of junk. And I like my Harley Davidson because it's all made out of steel. There's no plastic on my Harley Davidson. I think the only plastic piece on my Harley Davidson are the signal lights, right? I mean, they're chrome steel, but just the plastic covers on them, and just maybe the switch for the signals. That's it. Everything. I look at that bike, and it's all steel, man. It's like they don't make bikes like that anymore. Everything's all plastic and just junk. I like old school stuff. So I'm going to license my bike, I think, in June. That's when I usually license it. And then I enjoy the warm weather. I'm a warm weather rider, and I'm excited to ride my bike. I love motorcycle riding, and I really don't go that far. I mean, Wendy and I used to go off island a lot, but now I just like putter around our island. And our island's big enough we can cruise. It's just about 17 miles in length, right? So it's nice to do a rip around our whole island. We got pretty windy roads here, and there's lots to see, and the scenery here is really nice. You can ride down beside the ocean and stuff. So I will be licensing my bike in another couple of months. Probably less than 2 months, my bike will be back on the road. I'm excited. I need some dessert. You know what? I don't have any dessert. Kind of sucks. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go look at our bananas. I don't think anything's coming up. Like they actually took a kicking and they froze down. I don't even remember them freezing that bad in 2008. They froze down in 2008 partially, but this year they froze right down. And I even had them out. That's how cold it was. It was minus 8 degrees Celsius one morning. It was 17.5 degrees Fahrenheit. It froze those Baju right down, man. So, and I know they'll come back up, but the hours were pretty gigantic looking bananas, but they took a kicking. So if they look kind of stressed and crappy, I think I might just end up digging them out and, like I say, planting a bunch of trackies in there. You can plant it out. What's the temperatures there? You could plant a trackie, or you could plant your sable miner out. I mean, if you're anything like here, go for it, man. Plant that thing in the ground. They're pretty tough palms, sable miner. They're native to the southeastern United States. Sable miner palms are the second most cold tolerant palm tree on the face of the earth, the dwarf palmetto. First is, of course, Rhapidophyllum hystrix, the needle palm. And they're all over the southeastern United States. They are king of the frost beaters. That's what I call them. King of the frost beaters, right? I love sable miner. I really do love sable miner palms. The ones that did the best in our garden for us are McCurtain and Arkansas. The ones that I got from the nursery, they're not looking that hot for some reason. Now I'm trying to wonder, I'm thinking, are they really actually sable miner? Maybe there's something else. Maybe there's some other type of sable because they look kind of crappy to me. So they have been wacky, eh? Yeah. Well, our last frost here was March 10th. So we don't have any more frost, but the temperatures have been on the cool side. What is it right now? It is 12.2. It's 12, so it's about 54.5 degrees, something like that, 55 degrees out right now, Fahrenheit, for my American friends. Weather here has been good for palm planting 2 weeks between. Oh, it's warm there. Whoa, it's totally warm. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be like here, but it's not. It's been freaking cold. But today, beautiful. Tomorrow's going to be 60. Tomorrow will be about 60 degrees. So, and then it gets warmer than that, right? It's coming. And you know what? As much as I'm looking forward to the warmth, I'm not looking forward to watering all the time because we have a lot of stuff to water, and that kind of sucks after a while, especially keeping the plants looking good in the nursery, right? Because there's a lot of stuff to water. I'm going to try to hold back on a little bit there. A lot of the palms down in the pots are rooted in now. So what's up, G? Michael Morris. Well, things are good here on Salt Spring Island. Things are good. Like tomorrow and Sunday, it's getting 80F and 80F. Holy cow. Yeah, we won't see 80F for a while. I've seen 80Fs in May, but it'll be a while. And that's okay by me because the flowers here last a long time. When they bloom, they last a long time because we don't get big jumps in temperatures. It's more really consistent here, really even. We don't go way up or way down. So today, it's like, say today was 15, 16 degrees Celsius. The nighttime temperature will be maybe about 8 degrees Celsius, something like that. So not really big swings. Not too bad at all. So it's easier on the plants, right? It's like some places are like super big swings. You get to 60, 70 in the day, and then it goes down to freezing at night, right? So yeah, we don't ever see that here. But when we had that freeze in December, even when we have a really bad freeze, the daytime temperatures hover around 0 degrees Celsius, so 32 Fahrenheit, but the nighttime temperatures were so 32 in the day and in the 20s at night, but the coldest night did dip below 20. It went down to 17.5 degrees Fahrenheit, which is cold, really cold. But like I say, but the daytime temperatures were 26, 27, A couple of days got just a hair above 32, like 32.5, something like that Fahrenheit, right? So it was freaking cold, and that's why CIDP, Canary Island date palms, Phoenix canariensis, are not a long-term plant here. So anyway, tomorrow's going to be a good day for Wendy and her daughter at the market. It's going to be sunny. They're set up. They got their market tent set up right along the waterfront, and it's beautiful. And they're looking at the palm trees. There's beautiful palm trees right in front of them, and then there's more palm trees on the side. So they're in a really good spot. It's absolutely gorgeous where they set up. So ocean in the back and big palm trees in front of them. Doesn't get any better than that. And I mean, especially this far north, right? Looking at palm trees is always a good thing. Because I think living this far north, you should not be able to grow any palm tree, right? We should be shoveling snow right now. At least that's what some people think. Some people probably think, well, I know some people think we live in igloos. There's igloos all over this far north. But to tell you the truth, I've never seen an igloo. And I don't know how far north you have to go to see an igloo. I'm guessing probably a couple thousand miles. Maybe there's an igloo a couple thousand miles of us. Yeah. Tomorrow. So anyway, good to have you guys in there. And I hope your gardens are growing well. It is like a freaking jungle out here in our garden. So a few plants took a little bit of a kicking in late December. But really, to be honest with you, we have so many plants in our garden, you can't even tell. What was that? Oh, Wendy's shutting the door, making too much noise. Cunninghamiana? You mean the Cunninghamiana? You mean the China fir? Totally fine. The Cunninghamiana glauca? That's totally fine. Perfectly fine. Actually, I should do a video on that. I can do a video on that after I do this live stream. It's still light out, sunny out. We've got sun shining here. See it shining through the window. So the China fir is doing really good. And I planted that when it was quite small. Unfortunately, I think I might have planted it in the wrong spot, though. It's going to probably cast shade on the needle palms. So I don't know if I really want to move it, though. I don't know how they take well. I don't know if they take well to transplanting. Oh, you started seeds. Cool. Well, I grew them on my last location. I grew them in zone 8A, 8B, and they were totally fine. So I think they're pretty hardy. Cunninghamiana glauca, right? The China fir, which kind of almost has a monkey puzzle appearance to it, like Ericaria aricana. Can you grow Korean fir? Oh, yeah. You can grow Korean fir, yeah. Korean fir? Korean pine. I'm not too sure about Korean fir, along with several others like Chinese swamp cypress. Well, we grow which I call swamp cypress is Taxodium deciduous. We grow bald cypress, and I call it swamp cypress. I've always called it swamp cypress. We have a big one growing in our pond. So Taxodium deciduous, which is actually native to the United States. So I don't know, a Chinese. Oh, you're talking about the Dawn redwood. Dawn redwood. That is. These are okay. I was thinking of the meta sequoia. I was thinking of meta sequoia. I thought that's what you're talking about, right? Cool. How hardy is that one? Glyptostrobus. How hardy is Glyptostrobus? I'd like to know. Yeah, Dawn redwood are very hardy. I planted that at my last location too, but I think the new people cut it down, and it actually grew to a pretty good sized tree. So those are fully hardy. But and we have Dawn redwood. We have a smaller one. Zone 7. Okay. Yeah, it's totally. There's no zone 7s on our island. It goes 8A, 8B, 9A. Although this year we fell into an 8B. So this year we got the crap kicked out of us. We went from 9A to an 8B to a high end of 8B. Right. So we'll have to see what the next winters are like. Maybe we're going to be an 8B from now on. Oh, well, that's all right. I don't really care. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not much into experimenting anymore because at my age, I just can't be bothered into. I've done all that. I'm 58 years old. I've been growing exotic plants for a very long time and palm trees, and I used to experiment with everything. I was pushing the limits. I was pushing the envelope. Now I just want to look out and see a nice low maintenance garden. If I come there, so I can recover. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Awesome. Give you some of my Trachycarpus seedlings for them. I mean, we have lots of property here, so there's no shortage of room, of space to plant the things, right? Yeah, the swamp cypress is quite a beautiful tree too, the bald cypress. It's ours has a trunk on it about like that. Now something like they need to be in water. Cool. I gotta look that up. Okay, let me Glypto Glyptostrobus. Glyptostrobus. I gotta look that up. Glyptostrobus. Glyptostrobus. What's the second part of it? Glyptostrobus. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, let's just see here. Glyptostrobus. Let's see what this thing looks like. Maybe I have seen it. It's the Chinese deciduous swamp cypress with bluish needles. Whoa, I would like that tree. Let's see what it looks like here. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Oh, wow. That's pretty wild. Kind of like, does it have kind of like tamarix kind of needles on it? 91. Toasty, 91. That's toasty. They look like taxodium. Wow, that's cool. I want to try that plant. We dug one out, a big one at a guy's place at Grace Point years ago. My wife's got a video of it on her YouTube channel. And he moved it to Victoria. It's still doing well as far as I know. So Aerospatha grows, yes. Critically endangered. Oh, I'd love to try that. Yeah, I'll trade you some, give you some palm seedlings for it if you want. Cool. Well, it likes the heat. That's the thing. You got 91. It's going to love that heat, right? For sure. That's what they like. Bananas like heat. I'm excited about this tree here. I really want to try that. That's a really cool. I'm looking at pictures of it, and it grows in water. Yeah, I've never seen that tree before. Very cool. I could grow that down in our pond. I'm going to do that. If I can get some of those seedlings, I would plant them in the pond. Yeah, I know that the bananas will definitely grow with vengeance. If you got the heat units, they are going to grow like weeds, right? You gotta like that. Yeah, it's been definitely a cooler April for us here. That's okay. I don't have to water yet. I'm not looking, like I say, to watering every day. That's what I'm going to do, though, later. If this live stream goes a little too long and it's dark when I get out there, I'll have to do the video tomorrow of the China fir. Prehistoric garden. That's pretty cool. Right on. All right. Cool. Have a good one, man. Things are heating up. I have some yellow Latin palm seeds. Yeah, I wish I could grow Latin palm seeds here. I wish I could grow them out in the garden here. See, so our Butia lost its spear. Jubea lost its spear, which sucks. But that happens. It's just life, right? It happened. There's nothing I can do about it. So Jubea lost its spear. Butia lost its spear. Phoenix canariensis, I expected to be dead. It did lose its spear because I had a bucket over top of it. It might come back. And one of our mule palms lost its spears, but the other mule palm, the Cyagris butia, didn't lose its spear. But yet the Jubea lost its spear. Isn't that crazy? So I don't know. And we also had, and one of our brachias lost its spear. So I'm not going to replace those palms with the same species. Those are done here in our garden. So if the Jubea is toast, which I think it is, I'm not replacing it. I'll just rip it out and put another trachea in there. Love from Musgrave. Gotta like Musgrave. Cool. Musgrave's a great place on the very beautiful south end of Salt Spring Island, a long way from where I live. Believe it or not, we consider that a long drive from here, but really, there's nothing that's a long drive on Salt Spring Island. Somebody down in the south end and say, hey, Joe, you want to come down here and see my garden? Is like, oh, that's a long drive. Really? It's not that far. But we think it is because we get spoiled on this island, right? So Musgrave, I love Musgrave. I like Musgrave Landing. Musgrave Landing is a pretty cool place. It just doesn't even seem like it's part of Salt Spring because it just seems so remote. And then there's another place too, at the far end, is at the end of Isabella Point Road or farther down, out Cape Coppell. And it's super remote too, right? It's actually more south of Musgrave Landing. A lot of people in Musgrave Landing have boats, and they probably go over to the Big Island to go get some groceries or something, because it's quite a far drive to come to Ganges. And I took Wendy there one time, and she just couldn't believe it even existed on Salt Spring Island. It took us an hour. By the time I got down there, it was over the mountain. It was over an hour to get there from here. It was an over an hour drive to get to Musgrave Landing. Isn't that crazy? On our island. You wouldn't think this island would have any place where you could take an hour to drive to, but it was over an hour to get to Musgrave Landing. And it's just, you get down to this little community in the middle of nowhere on the ocean. They got like a dock, a marina down there. And years ago, we installed a couple of park benches down there. We have a little park down there. And it was crazy. When I was installing one of the park benches, I had my sunglasses on my head like this, and I went into the bush to take a leak. And I didn't realize it. It was just before I was going. And so me and the guy I'm working with, I could feel a branch kind of hit my head, and I never thought about it. So it knocked my sunglasses off my head, right? And it was 8 years the next time I went down there. It was 8 years the next time I went down there with Wendy, 8 years later. And guess what? I said to Wendy, I says, I'm going to go see if my sunglasses are there where they, got bumped off my head with the branch. And the only reason I knew they were gone is when I'm driving away, I was halfway out of there up Musgrave Road, and I go, damn, my sunglasses. They fell off my head, that branch. And I never thought about it at the time when they fell off my head, until I was halfway out of there, which was a long drive. I didn't want to go back for them. So 8 years later, we go down there because I had to do a tiki carving for somebody in a tree. And I went to the same spot where they got knocked off my head. And guess what? They were laying on the ground where they got knocked off my head 8 years later. So it's that remote, and it shows you how little it gets used. Not a lot of people go down there. I'm easily annoyed. I get very easily annoyed. You have no idea, man. I get so annoyed. I got a short fuse and a really bad temper. That's me, man. I get annoyed fast. And I really get annoyed when somebody tells me, you know what really annoys me now? And no offense to you guys out there, when somebody comes up to me in the store and they say, hey, Joe, how you doing? And I'm like, who are you, man? I'm just like, the other day, somebody came up to us in the store and they're like, hey, Joe, how you doing? They had their face diaper on. And I want to take that thing and I want to put a rock in it and I want to pull it out like a slingshot and I want to snap it on their face because I get so mad. And I says, we don't know who you are. Who are you, man? And they pull the thing off. Oh, it's you. I think it's rude. I'm annoyed by people who comment on my channel and use it like Facebook Messenger. Oh, really? Do they? Really? Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook that much. Really, I post some pictures on my thing and that's about it. I've been kind of just putting Facebook to the side because I seem to stir up controversy on there. I posted something the other day. I just shared something about Rebel News and somebody said, oh, that's conspiracy or something. And our fact checker's like, I want to just totally tear a strip off them, but I got to let it go, man. Yeah. Any way you can talk your employer into install bike. I don't work, John. I don't work. I'm retired. I retired a long time ago. 6 months. How many now? 6 months ago? This minute. No, November, December, January, February, March. I've been retired for about 6 months now, John. So yeah, you'd have to talk to Parks. You'd have to go into Parks and go into the office beside Apple Photo and Ganges. Don't watch Canadian news then. Oh yeah, no, he does. Dallas. I can't stand the guy, and I say stuff about him that gets me in trouble. I hate him. Happy retired. Oh yeah. Are you next? Right on. Yeah. I went at 57. I really had no choice. I was kind of forced into it, so I went early. They said, if you don't get the special medicine, you're not going to get any benefits or anything. So I don't want the special medicine. So I left early. I was in a position I could retire. I was there 19 years. Unfortunately, there's a lot of good people there that left and didn't get any compensation. Unfortunately, that's sad, isn't it? Nanoropes, Richiana would grow. Yeah, I've grown lots of them from seed, but I sold them. Chinese people are forced to do And Mexican onions. Mexican onions? What's a Mexican onion? You know what, Dallas? I agree. Canadian news sucks. I do actually like Tucker Carlson on Fox. He actually says it like it is, and he really actually disses Justin Castro a lot. I'm annoyed by people. Yeah, all the muzzled zombies. Yeah, I'm done with the crap, man. We're third year into this nonsense. Greenwoods after 15 years. Yeah, if you can retire, do it, man. You know what? I love retirement. It's good. You got to keep busy, though, John. You got to keep busy. Is Livistona really hardy? Not up here. It's not. In the south, it might be, but it's still going to get defoliated in a bad winter. Would you rather have? Or wear a mask? When I think I'd wear a mask, and it'd actually have to say this mask is as useless as Justin Castro. Actually, I have a mask like that. Um, Have you seen my mask? I actually do have one because we actually had to wear one at Costco when they had the thing. You don't have to wear them anymore, and I didn't have it on. And she says, "You better put that." I had it to here, and the lady, the Costco lady, she says, "Can you put that over your nose, please?" And I threw a few f bombs, and I said, "This is how I feel about it." Yeah, I know. So anyway, I put it in, but it says, "This mask is as useless as Justin Castro." That's what it says. And then I pulled it off when I got inside. I'm sorry, I don't comply to BS. I question the narrative, and none of it makes sense to me. Would you rather Livistona chinensis? I can tell you about Livistona. Some grew in Vancouver for 20 years at Penny Farthing Drive in Granville Island up against a building, and they got quite big. I'm predicting Sleepy Joe will be forced. I hope I never end up in a nursing home, man. I really don't. Yeah, they are. You know what? Actually, Palm Nation, some people should be wearing them. And if that makes them feel happy, that's their thing. You know what I mean? And it's freedom. I believe in freedom of choice and freedom of speech. And if it makes somebody happy to walk around outside, to wear that and not breathe the fresh air, that's their thing. Me, I want to breathe the fresh air. I really do. And I want to see people's faces. It really upsets me when I can't see someone's face. I don't know why it annoys me, and then it sounds all muffled. Hey, no, a guy checked into our B&B. This was like a month ago. And he was an older dude. And they both came on with their masks on. And I don't wear masks. And he said, "Oh, and I agree with you, Palm Nation, 100%. I totally agree. Actually, I feel sorry for the Sharks. They probably wouldn't want to eat that dude. They wouldn't want to eat the dictator. I call him a dictator or tyrant, right? Some people don't see that, but I do. But anyway, and I said, he says to me, this old dude, he says, and he's talking to me with this thing on. I could barely understand. And he says, "Is it okay if I take this off?" I said, "Of course you can." I says, "What are you wearing it for? You're outside." "You're fine. You're in London at 9B. There's probably big ones growing in Tresco, I bet. They could grow them at Tresco. Yeah, I'm with you, John. I'm with you, man. I'm just like, I don't comply to nonsense. And to me, like I said, I've questioned the narrative. I was buying into all the bull crap for the first few months, but then I had an awakening. Trust me, I woke up real fast when I see none of this stuff is making sense. They're telling me one thing on Communist Broadcasting Corporation, but I'm seeing something different here every day at work. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So I started questioning and doing research, and it's like, I'm not complying to any of it, and I never will. So, I might try one in Zone 6. You know what? I tried them in Zone 8A. I tried Livistona in Zone 8A, and I got them to go through, but I had to really protect them good, and they still got damaged. Okay, I had them up against I remember planting a couple of them up the front of my house. It had an overhang, Zone 8A, Zone 8B. The winters there were pretty bad, and compared to here, and they got damaged. I remember putting leaves over them, and I'd put plastic over top of the dry leaves, and they were just small Livistonas, but the outer leaves, the main leaves, would get all crispy, burnt up and fried from the cold. But the center spears and everything, they would make it, but I had to really protect them good, and that was 8A, 8B, about 25, 30 miles southeast of Vancouver, right? So, John, yeah, it's sad what they did. I think it's a real shame. They still have not found anybody to take my position at Parks. The supervisor apparently is retiring on the 29th. They don't have anybody to replace him. They lost 5 people at the pool, and then they lost 2 people in the office, and then they lost another guy at the pool too. So actually, I think, yeah, 5 people at the pool, 2 people in the office, and they lost me. And I really liked my job, so I would have stuck it out another year or 2 there at least. But when I got word they were putting mandates in, and they wanted me to get something I don't want, it's like, well, you know what? I would, I didn't flip them the bird, but I'll just say, I said I'm going to retire. And I was fortunate. I was in a position I could retire and collect a pension, a government pension, because if you refused to get it and you wanted to stay there, well, they would let you go and you wouldn't get anything, which is totally wrong. 12 care age, isn't that so? This is another thing that doesn't make sense to me. Through this whole thing, since it started, you need all. Don't you think you need all the doctors and nurses you could get during this world sickness? And at the end, so they go all through the 2 years, not a problem. And right at the end, they tell them to take the special medicine or you're going to lose your job. That don't make sense to me, right? It's all bull crap. Justin Frosby, I know. I can't. Oh, no. Oh, really? Yeah, no, he's a hypocrite, man. He's evil. He is actually evil, the guy. He needs to go. There needs to be a non-confident vote. Get the guy out of there and get somebody else in there that can actually run the country and believes in freedom. Even some of my Livingstone had died back. Green, cold, and cold. Yeah, I have one that was. I actually have a Livingstone in a pot, and it was in the non-heated tiki hut. And the main, so it's got a main trunk. It's not very big, and it's got babies coming off to the side. Well, they're not babies. They're smaller palms to the side. The smaller palms survived, and the main one had spear pull on it. We lost 12 staff. Isn't that terrible? I know one of them's Rosemary. She works at Thrifty's. Nice lady. It's terrible what they do. I have a good friend that's a cop that lost his job. It's absolutely sickening that I'm a healthy person and I'm getting punished for being healthy. They got all this crappy rules. I can't fly anywhere. So as of last night, they said, as of midnight, they're either going to keep the mandates on for traveling or take them off. Well, he said they're going to keep them on definitely. I cannot fly out of the country. I cannot fly within my country. That's like North Korea to me. That crap is like that. That don't cut it with me. So that really put me in a bad mood today. Like one lady I talked to was ready to cry when she found out because she really wants to travel. It's like I get mad. It really, really makes me mad. Like you want to do what Mike Tyson did to that guy. Did you see the video of Mike Tyson? So there's a guy pestering Mike Tyson in the airplane. He's pestering Mike Tyson in the airplane, calling him doing stupid. And Mike Tyson gives him a total beat down on the face. I thought that was awesome. That's what the guy in ruining our country needs. Anyway, it's sad, John, that had to happen. And people seem to be okay with it. And people's frozen bank accounts, that's wrong, man. That's just like so wrong what's going on. And people don't seem to see it. They seem to think it's okay. All these people that are walking around out there and listening to mainstream news, they don't know what we're going through. I've had some of my rights stripped away and I'm not happy about it. I am really not happy about it. So, if somebody ever comes up to me and asks me, oh, somebody did the other day, and they kind of back away. They said, oh, I thought you guys moved to Costa Rica. Well, I can't. Okay, well, they screwed up on our paperwork. They lost an important document at we went through the whole process, and they lost our original copy of our marriage certificate that we sent back to Honolulu to get apostolized because we got married in Maui. They were supposed to send it back to us, but they sent it to the consulate, and the Costa Rican consulate, lost our marriage certificate. So you got a 6-month window to get everything done when you're trying to do immigration, right? You got a 6-month window. And if you don't get it all done within the 6 months, then you got to start all over again, right? So they lost our marriage certificate. So I don't know. Are we going to start all over again? Maybe it's not meant to be. But if things get worse, maybe we will have to start all over again. But hopefully they can open up the borders and I can drive through. So if I can't fly, I could drive through. And then I could fly out of the U.S. Oh, yeah, no, I can imagine. My kid had it. John, I know tons of people that have had it. I know tons, but the people I know that have had it actually have had the special medicine. My youngest son and his girlfriend, he's 22. Is he 22? He's 21. He had it, she had it, the roommate never had it. Okay. He's double 2 tablespoons of special medicine. Wendy's sister, 3 tablespoons of special medicine, but she had it when she had 2 tablespoons of special medicine. Yeah, no, it's hassle, and I know lots of people that have had it. Like the Chinese flu is out there, and I got to watch what I say because things are censored here. So you know what I'm talking about when I say Chinese medicine or Chinese flu and special medicine, right? So I know lots of people that have had it. The survival rate for it is nearly 100%, and it's not a fun thing to get. I don't wish it upon anybody, but I also know there's serious side effects from this special medicine because I have a friend that's a nurse that can't work anymore because she got her first tablespoon of special medicine, and now she's off work on disability because of it. I know a vet on the island that is on, he has to take medicine because he had a bad reaction with the special medicine. It effed him up, right? So can't we drive now? I don't know. Hopefully we can drive. It's terrible. And anyway, I'll never buy into it. I will never, ever comply. I'll never comply. And I've lost friends because of it. We can't see family members. You know what? I don't even remember the last time I was sick. Honestly, I don't remember the last time I was sick. Through this whole thing, I hug people, I shake hands, we have dinner parties, and I don't wear a mask. I don't wear a mask. I'm fine, man. But I see people out there like living in fear, and living in fear is actually the worst thing for your immune system. As far as I work out, I eat right, and I take my vitamins, and I get lots of fresh air, and I feel fine, and I don't live in fear. I'm upset. I'm really upset what's going on. It makes me very angry, but that's probably not good for me either. Not good for my blood pressure. So I got to mellow out a little bit, right? And so a guy comes up to me the other day in the store, Wendy and I said, "Hey man, how's it going?" Good guy. I like the guy. And I said, "Have you been to Maui recently?" He says, "Yeah, I just got back from Maui." And he says, "How about you, Joe? You guys been to Maui?" And I said, and Wendy says, "No, we can't go." Wendy says, "No, we can't go anywhere. We're prisoners in our own country." He said, "We can't fly out of the country. We can't fly within the country." And he said, "Oh, why is that?" And she says, "Because we don't have the special medicine." And he says, "Oh, not yet, eh?" He says, "Not yet, eh? Not ever." Yeah, they want you to. I'm done with it all, man. So anyway, we'll let people do what they want to do. And like I say, I believe in freedom of choice and I believe in freedom of speech. So if people want to get it, that's their thing. If they want to get it to travel, that's good. But I will never get it. I wouldn't do it. I mean, my wages have been cut in half now. I had a really good job. And that's why I have to get a part-time job. I am getting a part-time job. They've hired me and I'm just waiting for them to call me. And the weather's just been too cool to plant the tomato plants out into the fields. You know what I mean when I'm saying tomato plants, right? So what do I say? Tomato plants. You know what I'm talking about, right? Tomato plants. I bought that when I was 17, by the way. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to call me, and then I will have some extra coin. So I will never ever get it, but like I say, all my kids have it. My ex-wife has it. Wendy's family has it. One of Wendy's kids has it. Her daughter doesn't have it. But where I'm going to be working, is a really chill, cool environment, and nobody talks about it, which is good, right? So how does this affect your plan to go? I can't go. I can't go. I cannot leave. And you know what really bugs me is like I like going to Maui. I love going to Hawaii. Every winter, Wendy and I go to Maui. And I have not been since December 2019 because of the dumb, I'm not even going to get into it, the guy running our country and these people that make these silly rules up. It's just crazy. It'd be nice if it all just went away. So it totally affects me. We can't go anywhere. I have to just stay here on Salt Spring. You know where we go now? You know where our travels take us to? Port Renfrew on the west coast of Vancouver Island. That's as close as I get to the Hawaiian Islands. So I'm hoping when there's a lawsuit going with the Brian Peckford, I guess he's suing the federal government and rules and the stuff. They've taken, how do I say, the Charter of Rights. They're not doing what the Charter of Rights say to do, and they're making kind of up their own rules. So I think Brian Peckford, I heard there's some lawsuit going on, and that could 6 or 8 months before that happens, but hopefully things will be reversed. Pretty sure the U.S. land border mandate ended. Yeah, so yeah, I can drive across. Yes, isn't it? Is it Earth Day today? Cool. Fulford's Fulford's about no Victoria's about as south as I go, but Fulford's south. Fulford's south too. I was there yesterday. I was down in Fulford. Um, Earth Day. Well, happy Earth Day if it's Earth Day. And yeah, I think it's okay. I think to drive into the States. So I guess I could, but the problem is I could fly out of the States. I could fly out of like Seattle or Bellingham to go to Maui, but the problem is coming back into Canada. That's the tricky part. So because I don't have the special medicine in me, I'm going to tell you a story. So about a month ago or a month and a half ago, our friend was down in Sedona for 6 months. She lives here on Salt Spring Island. She drove through the land border at Peace Arch, and they wanted her, she doesn't have the special medicine. Okay. They wanted her to do the swab thing up her nose. She said, absolutely not. That's a violation of what she believes in. And it's like basically medical rape, putting that stuff up your nose. So she said no. So they pulled her into the office, and the guy wrote her a ticket for $5,750. I know that because I was at her place for dinner. I was at her place today, and I said, can I see that ticket? It was $5,750. Welcome to Canada. So she said to that guy, and she's got a lot of money, and she's a brilliant lady, and she pointed at him. She says, I'm going to personally sue you. So she's going to sue him. What he gets. So anyway, she got a nearly $6,000 fine for coming back into Canada without having the special medicine or taking that test. Right? I'm not getting tested. I'm not doing that stuff, man. I'm not doing that, and I'm not getting the special medicine. So, because I know it's in the special medicine, so I don't want it in me. I just rely on my immune system. I do not want to get the Chinese flu. I don't want to get any sickness. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to get sick. Whether it be the flu, pneumonia, cold. I don't even like to get a cold, and it's rare that I get a cold or a flu, and I certainly don't want the Chinese flu, right? Because I know it can be worse on some people than others, and it really just, I think, depends on your immune system. So some people get it; it really kicks the living crap out of them. And other people, it's like, well, that wasn't that bad. It just depends, right? You know what I mean? It might be 80 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow, Ryan. Well, 80 degrees is good. Abstract, where are you again? Abstract Tom, whereabouts are you? He should get sued. And I would do the same thing. She's not going to pay the fine. She's not going to pay the $5,750 fine. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Same here. The land of Lincoln. Oh, right on. Illinois. I talk there a lot on my radio, man. I don't know how many miles I put on that radio talking to the land of Lincoln, or the Windy City of Chicago. And years ago when I was a kid, why do they call it the Windy City? And they said something to do with politicians. Is that true? Is that why they call it the Windy City, Chicago? So land of Lincoln, yes, because I guess Abraham Lincoln maybe was from there. But the good state of Illinois. I talked there a lot on that radio. On my radios, I talked to the land of Lincoln. Yeah. So nice and toasty there. You got to like that. That is a nice warm day. So I hope you enjoy. Tomorrow's going to be about 60 here, this far north. You got to remember, we're in the great far north, and it'll be about 60 degrees here tomorrow, maybe a bit better, hopefully. And but I'm going to do some stuff out in the garden. I'm going to go down to the beach and carve some tikis. What do you have Trithrinics? I don't know, but I may have. Was 10 days. But as I said, 29. Yeah, it was worse. So yeah, 10 days. I know somebody that kicked the crap out of them for 6 weeks, John. So 10 days wasn't that bad. I know somebody that had it she was pretty sick for 6 weeks, right? And but she still never did get the special medicine after it. I know her. She lives on Salt Spring Island, but she says it was bad. It was bad. I think she actually had to go to the hospital too. So it can be pretty bad. You do not want to get that Chinese flu. But anyway, I grow what I believe to be Trithrinics campestris DTS1 GMD. And it took a beating, but I believe it is alive. I believe that Trithrinics did make it through the winter, and because I cannot pull the center spear out of it. So stay tuned for updates on that. But anyway, you know what? Your immune system's that much better now, John, that you had it. And like I say, I know a lot of people that have had the Chinese flu, and they're all here. I'm going to tell you one thing. I read the obituary every week. Okay. I read the obituary every single week, and I have not seen one person in there that has passed on from the Chinese flu. Now, a couple of nurses stayed. We had people from all over the world stay at our B&Bs here. And last summer, I think it was last June or July, maybe July, and I love to ask questions. And there was a couple of nurses that checked in here they worked over in big hospitals in Vancouver. And I went down there as I'm checking them in, and I said, "Hey, man, I got to ask you something." I says, "I feel for you nurses, overwhelmed, swamped with Chinese flu patients." And she says, "We are?" She says, "No, they said, both of them says, "No, we're not. It's no different than what it was before the Chinese flu came out." She says, "It's no different." She says, "We're not swamped at all." You know what she said to me? She says, "You need to stop watching the news because it's a lot of bull crap." She says, "We're not run off our feet. There's no extra, there was nothing." She said, "There's nothing different, unless you watch the news." And she really opened my eyes up, both of them. At 64, I got through this. No. Well, you know what? Wendy's chiropractor had it too. He had it, and he doesn't have the special medicine, and he's in his 70s, and he made it. Okay. So, like I said, the survival rate for the Chinese flu is nearly 100%. And I don't know anybody that, unless you listen to the news, I stopped listening to mainstream media a long time ago, right? They're going to give it's all doom and gloom, right? So if you turn off the news, which is theater and fear mongering, your life is so much better. But I do hear things from people, like somebody told me today in town that they're going to keep the mandates on. I can't fly anywhere. So that really makes me mad. And this poor lady was pretty much in tears. And I said, "My blood is boiling." I said, I'm mad. That really angers me. Yeah. Nick, 64, you're still a young guy. And no bother, must be the Glasgow. Yeah, well, my wife is Scottish, and Scottish people are tough. So I'm going to tell you one thing. It was, she got back from Vancouver, my wife, Wendy. And it was it January? Might have been early February. And she was feeling quite sick, right? Like a bad headache and really achy all over, really achy all over. And I says, "Well, you probably got it, right? You probably got what we're talking about." And she may have, maybe she didn't, maybe it was just the regular flu. And she felt like crap. So she was in bed. And what we have is some of that horse stuff. The horse stuff that they say shouldn't take that horse stuff. I got to watch what I say here. You know what I'm talking about? And it's like a paste. And we have some of that stuff. And so she's feeling really sickly in bed, really bad headache, achy all over, fever, like cold, feeling really, really cold and then really hot. So her daughter lives with us, and she brought some of this stuff a while back just to have it on hand. So she took a little bit out of the syringe and gave it to Wendy. And the next morning, I asked Wendy, I said, "How are you feeling?" She goes, just tired, but not like she did the day before. And she said the third day she was totally fine. It's like she never had anything. And I've never seen somebody clear up so fast from being sick like that. So it actually works, right? So yeah, same symptoms. So it's Wendy's 62, and she is Scottish Irish. I'm a WAP. I'm Italian. So hopefully I got good blood in me and a good immune system too. Well, my aunt's still going strong, and she's going to be 100 this year. So I'll see you later, alligator. GDTS1 GMD. I know that must stand for something. It's got to stand for something. Mine stands for something. Everything stands for something, right? So anyway, John, it's the Scottish blood in you. I'm part Irish. Bohemian, cool. Yeah, so Wendy's Irish, Scottish. I'm Italian. My mom's Ukrainian. My mom and dad are gone now, though. They're both pushing up the daisies. And if I could, I'd plant palm trees on their graves, but can't be planting stuff all over the graveyard, right? I'd want to. They have them in their yard across the street from the graveyard. But yeah, so my mom was Ukrainian. My dad was Italian. But my mom wasn't born in Ukraine. My mom's mom wasn't born in Ukraine, but I think my grandma's mom was born in the Ukraine. So it goes way back. So, but my dad's side of the family, like my Nona and Nona were born in Italy, and my dad's oldest sister was born in Italy, and she came to Canada when she was 12. So, and she's still alive and kicking in Vancouver, and she's going to be 100 years old. 100 years old in September, man. That's pretty awesome. I said, Auntie Mary, you're going to get a letter from the Queen, which is pretty cool. Hey, John, have you ever eaten haggis? Right? Have you ever eaten haggis? I tried it once, and I wish I would try the real stuff in Scotland because I heard the stuff in Scotland is really good. I had stuff. It was John. It was Robbie Burns' day, and this was years ago. And my youngest son with me was about probably 9 years old, and I says, "Let's get some haggis if they have it." So we went to Thrifty's, and they actually were selling haggis, little haggis, and it just, I don't know, it just seemed kind of dry. And somebody told me you got to have the real haggis, the Scottish haggis from Scotland. That's the real good stuff. But I would like to try some good haggis. And the stuff I had was just okay. But I'd like to try it again. But I don't know who makes good haggis here. And I know it's a Robbie Burns thing, right? You make haggis? Oh, poutine. So in haggis, I think there's liver, right? And oatmeal. And I asked somebody, I said, what do you eat haggis with? And the guy says Scotch. Scotch. Glenlivet. You make your own haggis? That is so cool. Wow. I never knew people in Canada over 100 also. Yeah, we get letters from the Queen. Because dude, we got the Queen on our money here. You know that, right? You know the Queen is on our the Queen used to be on every banknote, but now she's on the 20. I think she's on the 1,000, and she's on all our coins. The Queen is on all our coins. Yeah. So when you're 100 here, you get a letter from the Queen, right? One of the guys I work with, his father-in-law was 102. I think he made it to 102 or 103. And when he turned 100, he got a letter from the Queen. So yeah, you do get a letter from the Queen when you turn 100 years old. So John, that's pretty cool that you make haggis and poutine. Poutine is awesome. I love, what makes really good poutine is El Loco Taco in town. Really good poutine, but I don't know who makes haggis here. Now I do. John makes haggis. Oh, haggis poutine. No, I do boil it, and no way. Oh, I bet you it's good. John, that sounds amazing. Haggis poutine. Well, Wendy, my Scottish wife, loves poutine, and I think she's probably tried haggis. Wendy's been to Scotland. She went to Scotland, Ireland, England, and France, and she liked Scotland the best. Scotland was her favorite. She says it was a very beautiful country. I've never been to Europe. I will probably never ever go to Europe, unfortunately, but that's just the way she goes. I don't know if I'll ever get back to Hawaii. Maybe one day. You never know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how Brian Peckford goes with his lawsuit. In the meantime, we'll just have to hang out here on Salt Spring Island. Canada's Hawaiian island, right? So that's pretty cool. Poutine. I mean, I know it's not the greatest thing for you, but God, poutine is good, isn't it? That gravy and then the cheese curds. And actually, the guy that makes it at El Loco Taco does it's not pulled pork, it's pulled kind of beef. And it is so good in the poutine, right? Yummy. I'm getting hungry. You know what? I'm starting to get hungry again. I should go and get. Where can I get some poutine tonight? El Loco Taco, are they open? Oh, they are. I could. I bet you yours is good, John. That'd be a good video to make. How to make haggis. I don't have any videos on how to make haggis. Next time you're making haggis, call me down and I'll shoot a YouTube video. Scottish, the Lion Rampant Scottish Pub. Wendy what Wendy loves more than anything is the bagpipes. And it was funny. I used to listen to, I listen to AC/DC a lot still, but A Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. That's the name of the song by AC/DC. It came out in 1975 or 76. And I never knew there was bagpipes in it. I just loved the song. And Wendy's listening to the song with me quite a few years ago. She goes, "Those are bagpipes." And I said, "Really?" So I watched the video, and of course they were bagpipes. And Bon Scott and Angus Young and Malcolm Young actually were born in Scotland and moved to Australia when they were younger. So 3 members of AC/DC are actually Scottish. Next time off island, go there and they make Scots stuff. Really? Mill Bay? No way. The Lion, I got to write that down. Oh, Wendy would love to go there. Cool. Okay. In Mill Bay. I got to look that up. Lion Rampant That is cool. So they actually have haggis there? I will. And that's in Mill Bay. So it's a Scottish pub. Thanks for the tip there, Scottish pub. Mill Bay. They probably, you know what? They actually probably have a Facebook page or a website. So I'll have to check that out because we go off island a lot. We've been off island every week. Every week we got to go up to Ladysmith because Wendy's got to go to the print shop to get some her cards. Wendy's an artist. She sells her art cards. Oh, it's a good place. Okay. So she sells her art cards at the market. Wendy and Krista are set up at the market every Saturday. And you know where the palm trees in front of the local pub, their tent is set up in front of the palm trees on the water side. And she sells her art cards there. I am Cure. You are Cure. Well, I want to go to the Scottish pub. I want to get some haggis. Nice. That sounds good. So when you eat haggis, do you put anything on it? Do you like put sauce on it or do you eat it plain? I'm curious. Like, what is the best way to eat haggis, John? You know, you're Scottish. Is there a sauce? Like you put Frank's hot sauce on it, you put gravy on it, or you just eat it the way it is? Wasn't a fan of deep fried Mars bars. They make deep fried Mars bars? I've heard of deep fried Mars bars, but I've never tried one. You can deep fry anything. Plain. So just plain. So John, tell me something. Is haggis dry or moist? What is a good haggis to eat? Like the one that I bought at Thrifty's was kind of dry. It wasn't big. It was just a small haggis because I'd never eaten it before. My kid didn't really like it, and it was just okay. Out of a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably rate it about a 5. But I'll eat anything. I want to try a good haggis because when I talk to Scottish people, they say, no, if you eat the real good haggis, you will enjoy it. So you eat it plain, and there's nothing on the side of the dish. Like when you order a haggis, is there a side dish like potatoes or beans or rice, or is it just haggis? That's what I want to know. I'm curious. Like when I have a steak, there's mushrooms, there's potatoes. You could have some beans on the side, some corn. Which reminds me, I forgot to do mushrooms tonight with our steak. We have mushrooms, and I forgot to do the mushrooms. Wendy did the steak, and I did the potatoes and the peas, but I forgot to do mushrooms. I knew something was missing. And what is in haggis? Is it liver and oatmeal? Is that what it is, John? Give me the dirt. I know John's got the dirt on haggis. Because we can talk about food on this channel too. I'm done talking about the Chinese flu. I don't want to talk about the Chinese flu anymore. I was going to say how I'm an art class and make clay structures also. Oh, cool. Nice. Well, Wendy's an artist. Check out her channel and you can see some of her drawings. Here's her channel here. That's Wendy's YouTube channel right there. They also do Cadbury's deep fried East. Really? Wow. Gotta love the Scotch people. That sounds pretty good. Anyway, Wendy's got stuff of her art. Actually, one of Wendy's paintings is on the side of Man Hall right now, and it'll be there till the fall. So on the parking lot side of Man Hall, there's 3 paintings, right? You know, they enter the side door to go in there, like the main parking lot facing the school district building. Wendy's arbutus trees. There's an arbutus tree on the front of the building by the stairs going up. That's not hers. She's got arbutus trees on the side of the building. It's a 4x8 painting she did. And it's on the side of Man Hall until autumn, which is kind of cool. It's a really nice painting. It's absolutely beautiful. So she's a very good artist. You can see some of her artwork on my Instagram page. I am on Instagram as well, so I post a lot of stuff on there. And all of her art is on actually art cards. And doing clay stuff is really cool too, Abstract Tom. Very, very cool. So anyway, I'm getting hungry. And I think I actually need to go and get something to eat now because speaking with John about haggis, and I don't have any haggis to eat. I don't have any poutine to eat. I got some Mr. Noodle. I think there's a couple of potatoes left, but I want some haggis. Darn it. No haggis to be found. See, if I was in Scotland right now, or if I was at the Mill Bay, I could probably go down to the pub and do that. I'm going to look that up, John. I totally appreciate you telling us that because Wendy might like to go there and check it out. Anything Scottish is good. I'm married to a Scottish lady. My last gal was British. I was married to a Brit, my last wife. And I don't know what wife number 3 is going to be. Just kidding. There's going to be no wife number 3. I'm just teasing. But anyway, yeah, Wendy's a good gal. And I think I'm going to have to check out that pub at Mill Bay. It's I guess it's right down by the water. That's what I'm guessing. I'll look that one up. Anyway, guys, I think I should roll and get something to eat because food talk makes my stomach growl. So have a good one out there. Thanks for joining in. Hope I didn't bore you guys to death. And it's always fun to have you guys in here on the live stream. I will see you next time. I've been doing live streams on Jungle Joe C Video Gates, my other YouTube channel. Just go to the pub, great place. By the water. Okay, cool, John. I'm going to have to check that out. That is sweet, buddy. I totally appreciate that. It's always nice to find new places. And now that they've dropped the mandate things, I can actually go in there. I can actually go in there and be like a normal person and have maybe some haggis, maybe some, maybe they got poutine, and maybe a pint, right? Some Scottish beer. Kilkenny's Irish. I don't know a good Scottish beer. I like Kilkenny, which is Irish. There's Rickard's Red. There's Guinness. That's Irish, though. I don't know. I know there's Scottish beer, but I don't know the name of the Scottish beer, right? So anyway, we'll have to check that place out. You know a Scottish beer. John would know a Scottish beer, being Scottish, right? Wendy's last name is Taylor. Tennant's. Okay. Hey, does it have like a Scottish flag on the front or something like that in a long neck bottle? Is that the one? I'm curious. Yeah, Wendy's last name is Taylor, right? Her dad's name is Fraser Taylor. So anyway, guys, you have a good night out there, and appreciate you joining in the live stream. And yeah, if you need info about bike racks at Drummond Park, whatever, you'd have to go into the park office. Sorry, I wish I could help you. Red tea and a lager. Okay, cool. Mountain avens is a great plant to seek in the UK. Abstract on mountain avens. Yeah, there's some cool plants out there. Definitely, we went to Canadian Tire the other day. Bought 2 Photinia fraseri. Wendy bought some boxwoods. What else did she buy? Oh, she bought a tropical fern. I bought a bunch of potatoes. I bought seed potatoes. I planted them in the garden. And I also bought some Su Choy and some Swiss chard because I wanted to finish planting the vegetable garden. So they have a tap. Glasgow beer. Okay, cool. I love beer on tap. So I'm going to have to try that place out. I could do a video of it. If I go there, I'll do a video of it. Dark Island. Dark Island, cow. Dark Island. Okay, cool. Well, that's good to know. And beer on tap is so much smoother, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll have to try the Lion Rampant Scottish pub. That's very interesting. No, I had no idea that it even existed. And we would drive right past Mill Bay. There's Mill Bay Shopping Center. So I would imagine you go right down the main road towards the water. That's where the pub is. There's a pub in Maple Bay too. You know that, eh? There's a pub in Maple Bay on the water, and there's a pub in Cowichan Bay. Well, there's pubs all over. And then there's a pub restaurant down in Genoa Bay. I've been to those ones, the restaurants, right? So anyway, guys, have a great night. And I will see you all next time, next live stream. Okay, thanks, John. I totally appreciate it, buddy. That is awesome. And when you have haggis, enjoy it. Because if they have haggis there, I'm going to get some haggis. And I will definitely shoot a YouTube video of me testing out some haggis, and Wendy too. And I'm sure she's tried real haggis in Scotland where they actually have real haggis. Because the stuff here at Thrifty's probably ain't real haggis. It was probably frozen. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to try some real nicely fresh made haggis. It's going to taste different than frozen stuff. It's like getting frozen fish sticks over like a fresh caught halibut or a cod, right? You can really tell the difference, right? You know what I mean? So I'm sure the one I had might have been frozen, and then they thawed it out and then they sold it to me. So there you go. Anyway, cheers to all of you guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining in the live stream, and join me on my other ones too. If any of you guys are into radio stuff, you know my other channel, Jungle Joe C Video Gates. I shoot a lot of videos on that one too. I try to upload daily to that one, and that one that's got a lot of videos on it. There's a lot of gardening stuff and random stuff on there too. GVM gets. Hey, does GVM actually have? Do they actually have haggis there, or is it only at Robbie Burns Day? Like if I go, because we shop at GVM, if I go to GVM and I say, hey, could you get me some haggis? Do you think they would get haggis for me? Or is it just a Robbie Burns Day thing? Or do Scottish people eat haggis anytime? I always thought it was just for Robbie Burns Day. That's what I thought. It's kind of like eating Christmas cake in the summertime. you only see Christmas cake at Christmas time. So that's what I always thought the haggis was, just a seasonal, like another season. Burns Day and St. Andrews. Okay, cool. So there's 2 days of the year. So it's a treat. Eating haggis is actually a treat. Interesting. Ask them. I will. Cool. And like I say, when I bought mine at Thrifty's, it was actually Robbie Burns Day, and they had a few of them in there. They didn't have a lot of them, but they had a few of them in there, and it was tiny. It was probably a good thing it was tiny, because thinking I would have really liked it if it was a big one and I bought it and I didn't like it, well, then it would go to waste. And so I'm sure I'm gonna like the real McCoy. When I try out a real haggis, it's gonna be yummy for my tummy. And I will have my camera rolling, my crappy little camera, and I will shoot a YouTube video of me and Wendy, or Wendy and I, eating haggis. Okay, that's what I will do. So there we go. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining in. You are awesome. And I will see you next live stream. I think Oid Moth. Is that Scottish? Must be, right? I know they have their own, I know they kind of talk in their own language here, don't they? Abstract Tom, hang loose. Hang loose, man. I'm missing Hawaii, I'll tell you. I mean, the closest I really get there are to my two-way radios. I talked to a lot of Hawaiian stations. Hawaii was coming in today, the big island, but I don't think he heard me. But he was coming in. I talked to the guy before, but it just brings me that much closer to these places I want to be. So when I talk to Hawaii on there, it almost feels like I am there, but I'm not there. You know what I mean? They're right here in my radio room. When I talk to Florida, I'm imagining that I'm in Florida, sitting beside the guy talking to him. But the guy's like 3,000 miles away or whatever, right? So, all right, good night. Good night in Scotch. Cool. That's really cool, John. Well, you have a good night, my friend, and thank you very much for joining in. I totally appreciate you guys, and thanks for the info on the pub. That's cool. Lion Rampant Pub, Mill Bay. I'm going to actually, when I get off this live stream, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to Google it just to get the address. All right. So we'll see you guys later. I'm going to call her a night on this live stream and go get something to eat. All right. Cheers to all you guys in there. I can't run through all your names, but cheers to everybody that joined in the live stream. It's always a lot of fun. And I know sometimes I get a bit off topic, getting kind of ranting. I'm ranting a little bit about what's going on in the world right now. Like, it's like a bad dream and you want to wake up and it's like, it'll all be done. That was just a bad dream, right? So anyway, will it ever be over? I don't know. They say we got the 2030 agenda, people say. It's the 2030. I don't know. I don't know what to believe in anymore. Anyway, take care, you guys. John, if you make poutine, enjoy it. If you make a haggis, enjoy it. And Abstract Tom and everybody else in there, cheers and beers from the very north end of Salt Spring Island. All right? Take care. No surrender, right? Hang loose, everybody. Bye for now.